Hello everyone, welcome to our 30 days free short-term training program from Python to AI. I hope everyone is doing well, and whoever is watching this video, please make sure that you have streamed over the previous videos as well. Right. So let's get started, guys. Before we start for the day, we'll quickly recap whatever we have discussed yesterday. Then we'll start with the new topics for the day. Right. So what did we discuss yesterday? We started with data types, right? Then under data types, we have understood fundamental type data types, then sequence category data types, and under sequence category data types, yesterday we discussed about strings. So this is our main topic for yesterday, right? So what is a string? String is again it's a data type which is used to store sequence of characters, sequence of values under quotation marks. It might be single quotations, double quotations, triple single, or triple double. So, as we discussed, strings are of two types. One is single line, and the next one we have are multi line strings. So, when you are defining a single line string, we can use either single quotations, double quotations, triple single, or triple double quotations. Whereas for multi line strings, single quotations and double quotations doesn't work. Only a multi-line string has to be declared either using triple single quotations or triple double quotations. Right. Then we also understood the uh, you know the indexing and slicing concept. I hope you remember indexing. What is indexing? It's nothing but the process of extracting one value or one character from the string. Right? So how do we, what is the syntax for indexing? It's nothing but variable of, it's a then variable of, in the sense I'm going to specify it as square braces. For indexing and slicing, we should always use square braces. Then the number, whatever the number you want to, whatever the character that you want to extract, okay, the index of that particular character to be written inside of the square braces, right? So Python supports indexing, I mean string support indexing. So as part of indexing, again, by default in Python, indexing starts from 0 if you go in left to right direction, whereas if we are traveling to from right to left direction, the indexing starts in -1. Indexing starts from -1. Clear? Then next we understood slicing concept. So as part of indexing, we are going to get only a single value or a single character from a string. Whereas as part of slicing, we can get subset of strings or a sequence of values. You can get many. How? What is the syntax for slicing? Start, colon, stop, colon, step. Right? So by default, if we don't mention start, it takes 0. By default, if we don't mention step, it takes 1. and stop works on n minus 1 principle, n minus 1 formula, right? So depending on what we have to extract, what characters we have to extract, we should give the start, step, and stop values. Right. We also discussed some functions with respect to strings. Say we discussed upper function, which is used to convert the entire string into uppercase. Then lower function, which is used to convert the entire string into lowercase. Then we discussed the capitalize function, which is used to convert the entire, convert the string into proper case. Proper case is nothing but the first character of the string will be in uppercase and rest of the characters in the string will be in lowercase. Then we also discussed title function, which makes each and every word present in the string in proper case. Then what else did we discuss, guys? Just use the chat and give me some functions that we have discussed yesterday. What functions did we discuss yesterday? We also discussed remove function, replace, then is alpha, is digit. Okay, then what else? Is alnum. I want you guys to respond. What functions did we use with respect to strings? Split function, good. Join function. What else? Come on. Right, split function, join function. Huh? Then, you know, what else? Starts with, ends with. So majority of these returns only Boolean values. Like starts with, ends with. Returns Boolean values. Is digit, is alpha, is alnum returns only Boolean values. Then replace function is used to replace the substring in the main string. Then split function is used to split the string. By default, it takes white space as the delimiter. Join function is used to join with the substring to the main string. Then we also discussed space. So there are multiple functions that we have discussed yesterday. So if you have missed it by chance, I request you to go through the previous video and have a clear idea about strings concept, right? And then now comes the question: are strings mutable? Good, Srilata. So it is swap keys. Swap keys was also being discussed. Swap keys is used for swapping the keys in the string. So uppercase will be converted to lowercase and lowercase will be converted to uppercase. Are strings mutable? No, strings are not mutable. They are immutable. What is the meaning of immutable, guys? It means once if the string got created, we cannot change, we cannot edit that particular string. Clear? Yes, strings are immutable. Good. Then, what is the meaning of backslash n? What does backslash n represent as part of strings? It's a new line character. What does backslash t represent? Backslash t. Tab space. Good. So these are some, some of these special characters that are available in strings concept. Right. So post understanding strings, We also understood the topics of bytes, one of the data frame present in no, data type present in sequence category data types, and byte array. These were also being discussed. What is the difference between bytes and byte array? What is the difference between bytes data type and byte array data type? Bytes are immutable and byte array are mutable. Good guys, keep going. So bytes is a immutable data type, whereas byte array is a mutable data type. So can you tell me what will be the range of these two data frame? I mean data types. What range of integers can be accepted by these two data types? 0 to 255. Good. So only between this range we can have the integers, right? Apart from this range, we cannot have the integers as part of bytes and byte array data type. Next to bytes and byte array data type, we also discussed one more sequence category data type. Can you please comment it in the chat? What is the last sequence category data type that was discussed yesterday? Make it fast, guys. Range. Good. Right? Range is a inbuilt data type presenting sequence category data type. So, what is the syntax for range? Range of start, stop, step size. But instead of having colon, we keep comma. So this is the syntax. But range creates a range object. So in order to get the information about the values present in this range object, we use loops. Yesterday we have gone through for loop, but we'll understand well about loops under loops topic. For now, you can ignore this. Right. So these are the topics that were being discussed yesterday, and let us continue with the next category data types, that is nothing but list. Okay. So we'll proceed with the list. We'll understand what is a list, then what are the different types of list category data types that we have, you know, and what are the properties of the list, what operations can be performed on a list. Everything we'll be discussing today. Right. A list category data type, the main purpose of a list category data type is it is used to store, you know, either similar or different data type values. Okay, so either you can have similar data type values or a different data type values, and these values can be unique, or they can also it can also have duplicates. That means I can have only integers, and these integers can be unique or it can be duplicated, no worries. Right? So these can be stored in list category data types. Under list category data types, we have two. One is list and the next one is tuple. Right? So some people pronounce it as tuple. So it's up to you guys. I make it as tuple. So let us discuss about list. Then we'll go to tuple operations. Right. So a list is a list category data type which is used to store either similar or different type data type values that can be unique and duplicate as well. Lists are mutable. Lists are mutable. So I need not explain what is mutable object. Mutable object is nothing but an object which can be changed even after created. It can be edited, right? Then list support both indexing and slicing. So these are not again new for us. These two topics are already discussed as part of strings. Good. Then what are the properties of list? What else? As list are indexed, list values or elements of list are ordered. So we can access the values, any value or any element within a list can be accessed using their index number, and just because they are indexed, they are also ordered. How? With an index number. With the help of index number, they are ordered. Then list allow duplicates. So you can have duplicates, or you can also just have the same, unique values. Then multiple different data types. So multiple different data type elements can be part of a list. So I can have an integer, a float, a string, a boolean value, so on. Right? Then, so these are the actual, properties of list. We'll start working on the hands-on, and list elements are generally kept inside square braces. So in short, we can represent list with square braces. Alright, so let's get started with the hands-on of list data type. So my first task is to create an empty list. So in order to create an empty list, there are again two possible ways. By just using empty square braces. Okay, so when you keep empty square braces and assign it to a variable, that creates an empty list, a list of size 0, because there is no element, there is no value inside this list. The size of this list is 0. And what is the name of the variable? Empty list. Right. Then what is the other alternative way? Using list function. Even using list function, I can create a list object. But what is our requirement? Creating an empty list. Right? So I'll not pass anything inside the list function. This is also going to create an empty list for me. Done. The value is, there is no values inside the list, square braces, size is 0, type is list, the variable is empty list. Right? But let us create a list with some elements, with some values. Guys, I'm using these words time again, they can be used interchangeably. Elements or values or say, anything else. So I'm referring to the values present inside a list, or say the elements present inside a list. Right. Let us create a list with integers. Only integers. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible, guys. See, the name of the list is numbers. The type is, the data type is nothing but list. How come it is a list? PVM understands. PVM, which is running in the backend, understands that it is a list. Why? Because all the values are inside square braces, and the elements or values of a list are comma separated. So obviously it assigns data type as list. And what is the size? 4. How come it is 4? In total, there are 4 elements inside a list. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? Now let us create one more list, but this time we'll make it up with mixed data type elements. We'll not use only integers. We'll just keep it as mixed data type elements. So can you please use text box and tell me what will be the size of mixed list? What will be the size of mixed list? It is 3. Good. Guys, be active. I'll be asking questions. Not 2, 3. How many elements we have? 1, 2, and 3. So the size of mixed list will be 3, not 2. Right. Now let us create nested list. What is the meaning of nested list? Nested list is nothing but list inside a list. Okay, I have list. Since I want to create a nested list, I will have one more list inside the original list. This is my original list. These, yeah. So these type of lists are called nested list. Now, can you tell me what will be the size of nested list using chart? Tell me the size for nested list. Nested list size will be 2, not 4. Be careful, guys. Right? So, how come 2? The first list will take size 1. Second list will take size 2. Don't take all the values present in the list as individual. What happens is this list will take size 1 and the second list will take size 2. Now, when you handle or deal with this list 1, again list 1 has size 2. This is 1, this is 2. Again, this is 1, this is 2. Clear? So, for better understanding, you can do one thing. Double click on nested list present in the variable explorer. So this will actually open a pop-up and it will give you the complete information about the nested list. Nested list is nothing but a list of 2 elements. What are the 2 elements? List 1, list 2. This is list 1, this is list 2. Again, in order to get the information about list 1, double click on it, you'll get the information about list 1. List 1 is again list of 2 elements and the elements are and the values are integer 1, integer 2. So both of them are integers. In the same way, in order to get the information about list 2, I'll double click on list 2. I'll get the information about list 2. The values present in list 2 are 3 and 4 and the type is integer. Clear? Alright. So if you understand the basics, I'm telling you the truth, right? So you can develop your own Python script. That's what. If you practice and just understand the basics, you can develop your code. But for that, in order to develop the code, not to get the script on your own, you need some practice, not just attending the classes parallelly or say even after the day, you have to take your time for practice. Right? So this is a programming language, right? We have to practice. There is no other alternative. Right. Now let us go into the concept of indexing, guys. For that, I'm going to create a list of integers. Tell me what will be the size of numbers. I want everyone to be active. What will be the size of numbers? Numbers list. 4. Good. How come 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Each and every value, each and every element present in the list take size 1. Done. 4. Now tell me what will be the output for line number 847? Numbers of 0. What is the 0th index element present in numbers list? It is 10. Good. I want everyone to comment, guys. Everyone has to comment. Everyone has to involve. What will be the output for line number 848? Numbers of -1. When do you see negative index coming into the picture? When we traverse along an object in right to left, right? So -1 is representing actually 40. Good. Good going. Now, let us make it a bit complicated. The concept is same. We are going to use indexing only, but let us work on this indexing on a nested list. I am going to create a nested list of size 2, okay, and I want the output for line number 852. What will be the output for nested of 1 comma 0? 1 of 0. I am getting multiple answers. What will be the right answer? 3. How come 3? Index, right? This is index, guys. So 0th index. Let me keep it here. 1, 2, comma 3, 4. So index in the first main list, how many elements do we have? 2 elements, right? So index 0 element, index 1 element. So what is the first number? Nested of 1. That means it is talking about this list. In this list, we want the element which is present at 0th index. So what will be the output? 3. Yes. Concentrate. Good, good. The output will be 3. Let me execute. I hope you understood. It's very easy. Then, now let us understand slicing concept on list. Okay. So again the same slicing, guys. I'm going to create a list of integers with size 5. Nums is the name of the variable, size is 5, and the values are 10 to 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now I want output for line number 856, nums of 1 colon 4. 1 colon 4. Right, 1 is representing 20, 2 represents 30, 3 represents 40, and we are supposed to stop at 40. Right, 50 will not come. Pay attention. 50 will not be present in the output. Understood? 20, 30, 40. Okay, right. Tell me the output for line number 857. Line number 857, colon 3. What does that mean? It starts from 0 by default, then 1, then 2. 3 will also come. Does 3 come? No, right? So let me execute this. The output should be 10, 20, 30. Cross check, guys. Right. Then what will be the output for line number 858? Colon colon 2. There is no start value, there is no stop value, and the step size is 2. What will be the output? It will be 10, 30, and 50. How come? By default, it starts at the first value, the zeroth index 10 plus 2. 0 plus 2 will be 2. So the next number in the sequence will be the element at index 2. Then 3 plus 2 will be 5. The next number in the sequence will be 50. So the output will be 10, 30, 50. Good, good. So we understood slicing and we also understood indexing concepts on list. Now let us understand some operations that can be performed on list. Why operations can be performed on a list? Because list is mutable object. List is a mutable object. So as we can edit even after a list got created, there are n number of operations that can be performed on a list. For that, I'm going to create a list of strings and the values are fruits, apple and banana. Okay, so tell me what will be the size of fruits? What will be the size of fruits? Before I execute, make it fast. Size will be 2. Good. Now comes the first function that can be used on list and it is append. Append function is used to add an element or add a value to the list. By default, it adds to the last position of the list. So let me execute. Done. And the syntax is list dot append of element. Good. So what will be the size? It becomes 3. Previously it is 2. After adding cherry to fruits, it became 3. In total, I have apple, banana, cherry. Let me open it. See. All of the three values are belonging to str type and the values are apple, banana and cherry. Right. Now, when I use print function, the values present in the fruits list gets printed to the console. Good. So, if I execute line number 866, 10 gets added to fruits, right? So, what will be the size of fruits after executing line number 866? It becomes 4 because apple, banana, cherry is the previous elements present in the list. Now, if I append 10, it becomes 4, not 3. Pay attention. It becomes 4, not 3. So far, I had 3. Now, I am going to add a new element 10. So, when I add a new element, it becomes 4. And using print function, I'm going to print all the fruits elements to the console. And a list object allows you to have values of different data type elements. An integer is present and strings are also present. Right. Now let me append 23.45. What will be the size of fruits after appending 23.45? What will be the size of fruits after appending 23.45? It becomes 5. Pay attention, guys. And if you observe one thing, by default, append is going to add the elements at the last of the list. And using print function, I'm going to print the elements to the console. Right. Next function that we had is insert. Insert function is used to insert any value at the required position. Okay, so you can specify the index and the value. Append by default adds the element at the last, but what if I want to add an element or insert an element at a specified index? Then we can go and use insert function. So the syntax of insert function is list dot insert of index comma value or index comma element. So this means at index 1 I would like to insert orange. So what will be the output after executing line number 873? What will be the size of fruits? What will be the size of fruits? It becomes 6. How come? So far I had 5. Now I am going to insert orange and 5 plus 1 will be 6. See, orange at index 1. Banana is not replaced with orange. That's what I'm telling. Banana gets pushed down of orange. It is not replaced. If you see, I had banana as is, but so far banana is in index 1. As I'm using insert function and I want to insert orange at index 1, banana gets pushed to index 2. It is not replacing. Right. I'm going to insert pineapple at index 1. So what will be the output, guys? What will be the size? 6 gets converted to 7. Right. So I'm going to print the fruits to the console. All the 7 elements I had in fruits. Right. So this is the list of 7 elements: apple, pineapple, orange, banana, cherry, 10, 23.45. Clear. Now let me use a function called extend. Extend is also used to add elements to an existing list, but this extend will add all the elements to the list as a single object. So let me execute this and explain you. See. In order to add multiple elements at a time, I'm going to use extend function and 7 became 9. At the last we had mango and grape. Right? But what makes the difference between append and extend? We'll understand. Because append is also adding, right? Extend is also adding. Apart from append and extend, insert is adding an element or value at a specified index. So insert is completely different. What makes the difference between append and extend? If that is your question, I have come up with an example. I'm going to create a list 1 of size 3 and the elements are 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to create one more list of size 2 where the elements of the list are 4, 5. Now let me use append function. I'm going to use append function, and to list 1 I'll be appending list 2 values. So what will be the output of list 1 after executing line number 888? Can you please comment in the chat? What will be the output? No, I'm asking the size. What will be the size of list 1 after executing line number 888? Size. 5, okay. 5, okay. Majority of you say 5. But are you sure it will be 5? Hmm. If your answer is 5, let me execute. Pay attention and closely look this value. Right. Is it 5, guys? Previously, I had 1, 2, 3 in list 1 where the size of list is 3. After appending list 2 to list 1, it became 4, not 5. Why 4? Append treats all the elements of list 2 as a single object, and that is added to list 1. So it created me a nested list inside a list. So this is something important. Okay, so if I open this again, I can open the list, nested list present in the main list. So the size is 4, not 5. Now let me, reset list 1. Then list 2 is as is. Let me use extend. I'll perform extend instead of append. Now tell me what will be the size of list 1 after executing line number 895. What will be the size of list 1 after executing line number 895? The answer is 5. So that makes the difference between append and extend. Append treats only the entire list as a single value, a single object, whereas extend takes all the values present in list 2 as individual elements, and the size of list 1 is 5, it's not 4. So when this is an important interview question with respect to Python basics, what is the difference between, or can you please comment on append versus extend functions in list? Okay, just make a note of it, guys. So append will treat the entire elements of other list as a single object, whereas extend treats all the elements as the individual objects only, and the size gets increased. Right. Now let us use, let us prove that lists are mutable. Right. For that, I am going to create a list of strings apple, banana, and cherry, size 3. Okay. Now, what am I doing in line number 900? I want to replace fruits of 1, that is nothing but banana with blueberry. Item assignment, does it support item assignment? Yes. See, so when you try to print fruits, it gives the updated list: apple, blueberry, and cherry. Okay, so this will be the updated list. Then let us go and use remove function. Let me create one more list, and remove function is used to remove any element, a specified element from the existing list. So what I want to remove? I want to remove banana. right? So when I execute line number 906, it removes banana and size became 3. Let me print the updated list to the console using print function. And if you see, the size of the updated list is 3. Let me also remove kiwi from the list, fruits, and print the updated list. Size became 2. Let me remove 50 from fruits. We know that 50 is not present in fruits, but still let us do it as a task. And if you see X not in list, that means 50 is not present in list. We got a value error, and if you print fruits, it gives us the same list. No change with respect to the list. So this is with respect to remove function. Next to remove function, we have pop, right? So for that, I'm going to create a list of L1 where the size of L1 is 3, apple, banana and cherry. Pop function is also used to remove element. In remove function, we have to explicitly mention the element, right, or the value. Whereas in pop, even though if you don't mention the element or value, by default it removes the last element. See, apple, banana, cherry is the actual list. Now it became apple, banana. And if I print the updated L1, you will see cherry was removed. Pop is also used to remove the element. If you don't mention the index number, generally we have to specify the index number in the pop function. If you don't mention the index number, by default the last element of the list will be removed. Whereas if we specify the index number, so in line number 920, I want to remove pop of 0, that is element 0 present in list 1, L1. So apple will be removed and the updated list will have only banana, size 1. Is it clear? Right. Now let us also use clear function. For that, I'm going to create a new list and list size is 5. I'm going to print the entire list using print function to the console. And length function is used to return the size of the object. So length of L2 will return as 5 because there are in total 5 elements or 5 values in L2. L2 dot clear. So clear is a function which is used to clear the entire list. So when I use clear function on L2, it will clear the entire list where it's nothing but it's removing all the elements of L2, the list. And when I try to print L2, it will return an empty list. Is it clear? Any questions? Right. Before I take up your questions, let me also conclude the rest of the operations. Then we'll go with the questions. Now let us use delete keyword, okay, delete operation. For that, I'm going to come up with a new list of size 5 and the variable name is fruits and using del, which is actually deleting the entire string. In general, it removes the entire string, but I want to delete only index 0 element present in fruits, that is nothing but apple. Okay, so when I perform or execute line number 932, apple gets deleted and the size of fruits becomes 4. If you don't want to have list object anymore, just use delete list. This will delete the entire list present in the memory and you'll get an error when you try to print that list because it was removed from the memory. That entire object will be removed. So clear function, when you use clear function, it will remove all the elements present in the list and it returns a empty list. Whereas when you use a delete function, it it will delete the end list from the memory, and when you try to print the list, it will throw you an error saying that that particular variable is not defined. Name error is what we observe. Clear? Right. So next we had sort function. Sort function is used to sort the elements of a list. Right. So I am going to create a list for performing sort function where the elements are in not arranged in any order. So the elements are 3142. Using sort function, I am going to sort the elements of the list, and by default sort function sorts in ascending or descending. Ascending. By default sort function sorts the elements in ascending. What if you want the output in descending order? There is a parameter called reverse, and the value for reverse, if you keep it as true, you'll get descending order. Sort function will generally return output in ascending order, whereas if you want the output in descending order, we have to keep reverse is equals to true. So what is this argument? What is this parameter? We'll discuss in next topic, functions. For time being, just understand enough. Just concentrate. Right. Next to sort function, we have reverse function, which is used to reverse the entire string. Okay, so nums dot reverse. Now I have the elements in a descending order. When I use reverse function, it gets converted to ascending order. See how simple it is. Then, can we perform concatenation? Yes. Like how we have performed concatenation of strings, in the same way, we can also concatenate two lists using arithmetic operator addition. So for that, I am going to define two lists, list 1, list 2 of size 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when I use list 1 plus list 2, that means list 1 plus list 2, what will be the output? Please comment. Will it be 4, 6 or what? What will be the output of line number 5, 951? Okay, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 4 comma 6. It will be 1 2 3 4. Initially the elements of list 1 followed by the elements of list 2. Be careful guys. What if I want to perform repetition using multiplication operator? So I want to repeat the elements of list 1 by twice. So I'm multiplying with 2. What will be the output? What will be the output for line number 954? Repeating of string. 1 2 1 2. Good. So all the operations we have understood on a list. Then we also understood slicing and indexing concepts. Apart from slicing and indexing, we also understood concatenation and repetition. Right? So we'll, without wasting our time, we'll proceed to the next topic. It is tuples. Tuples are similar to list, but the only difference between tuple and list is tuples are immutable object, whereas lists are mutable object. So tuples also support indexing, tuples also support slicing, tuples also support duplicates. Then tuples are also ordered, objects, elements are ordered, everything. But the only difference is tuple is an immutable object. Clear? Right. Then, Akhil, when we discussed about list, we have you have told us that list elements, should be present inside a square braces, right? What about tuples? Tuple elements should be present inside parentheses or simply regular braces. These are nothing but regular brackets. Okay, so technically they are called parentheses. So let us create an empty object, empty tuple. For that, let me remove all of this. So tuple is very again a small topic. We'll conclude that very fast because as tuples are immutable, we cannot go and work on multiple operations. So creating a tuple, empty tuple is equal to parenthesis. So this will create me an empty tuple. Is there any alternative? Yes, there is one more alternative using the function. So either using the function, you can create an empty tuple. Any one of the way will support this. Just using empty parenthesis or tuple function. Okay, both of them will actually create an empty tuple, which is nothing but size of the tuple will be 0. What if I want to create? Okay, so if again this is an important interview question that is generally asked to freshers use. Create a tuple of size 1 or with one element. Okay, if that is the question, make sure to add comma after the element. If you don't use comma after the element, it does not create a tuple object of size 1. So I'll show it, I'll execute with and without comma, we'll see the difference. First, let us execute the line 72 with comma. So this will create a tuple object of size 1. See. Single element is the name of the variable, type is tuple, size of the tuple is 1 and the value is 5. See, integer. Let me remove comma and see. So can you tell me what will be the type of single element if I remove comma? Use chat and tell me what will be the type of single element variable if I remove comma after 5? Any idea? Or good. The answer is integer. Yes, integer. So it's mandatory that you have to use comma after the element. Whatever the data type of the element that we specify in the parenthesis will be taken by default if you don't specify comma. So this is again an important interview question. Just make a note of it, please. Right. So let me create a tuple of with multiple elements with only integers. So I'm going to create a tuple with the name my underscore tuple of size 3 and the values are 1, 2, 3. Done. Let me create a tuple with mixed types. Is it possible? Yes. That's what we have discussed, right? A tuple and list are same except only in one property. Lists are mutable, tuples are immutable. Apart from that, each and every property of both are same. Done. So it has integer, string, boolean value, then float and complex. Everything. Okay. Now let me create a nested tuple. Like how we created nested list, in the same way we can create nested tuple. So 1, 2 will be one nested tuple and 3, 4 will be the next nested tuple. We have in total two nested tuples in the main tuple. Then tuples also support indexing. So I want you guys to comment the answers. Right. So I'm going to create a new tuple with elements 10, 20, 30. Tell me the output for line number 986. T of 0. What will be the output for line number 986? 10. Good. What will be the output for line number 987? T of minus 1. That is from right to left manner. 30. Good. So the concept is saying this. We are not going to change anything. Now let us use this indexing on a nested list. So output for line number 991. T nested of 1 of 0. 3. Good. Good going. Now let us also perform slicing. For that I am going to create a tuple of size 5, numbers ranging from 10 till 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Right. Tell me the output for line number 995. Nums of 1 colon 4. It is 20, comma 30, comma 40, and it's a tuple. Then nums of colon 3. There is no value for start. So by default 0 will be considered. What will be the output? 10, 20, 30. Good. Make it fast. Because these are not something new topics for us. Nums of colon 2. Nums of colon 2, 10, 30, 50, and output will be a tuple. Tuple of 10, 30, 50. Right. Now there are a few tuple operations that we can perform as well. For that, I'm going to create a tuple of size 5 T with values 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Okay, and I'm going to use count function. Okay, so count function, as we discussed in strings concept, it returns the number of times an element appeared in the main string, nothing but in the tuple. So t dot count of 1. What will be the output? It is 3. 1 is appeared in T for 3 times. 1, 1, and 1. In the same way, index T dot index of 1. So index function will return the index of the element. But the question is, we had 1 in 0th index, then index 3 as well as index 4. What will be the output? What will be the output, guys? Will it be 0, 3, or 4? It will be 0. Why? Because it returns by default the first occurrence. So wherever there is a match, the first occurrence index will be returned. Yep, it is 0. Right. Now, as we discussed, tuples are immutable. We cannot work on multiple operations. There is no append, there is no pop, there is no remove, there is no insert, nothing. Okay, tuples are immutable objects. So once if you create a tuple, you cannot change it. You cannot edit it. But we can use clear function, we can use delete. Okay, so in order to remove the complete tuple from the memory, we can go and use delete. And the concept is the same. Now let us work on concatenation. So I'm going to define two tuples of size 2, T1, T2. Then I'm using addition operator to perform concatenation T1 plus T2. What will be the output, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the same way, repetition 1, comma 2 are the values present in T, and if I multiply by 3, if I want to repeat tuple T with thrice, it will be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The concepts are same, guys, there is no change. Okay, then we can also unpack a tuple. What is this unpacking? Okay, let me show it, explain it to you. I have a tuple of size 3. There are 3 elements, and 1, 2, 3 are the elements present in the tuple. I am going to assign these 3 elements to 3 different variables. So A comma B comma C is equals to T, where A takes 1, B takes 2, C takes 3. This is called unpacking. Okay, so you can unpack a tuple by assigning to number of variables. Depending on number of elements, you can specify those number of variables, and you can unpack a tuple. And we discussed tuples are immutable, right? So here is an example for it. I had created a tuple of size 3, and if I want to change the element which is present at 0th index, that is 1, if I want to change it with 10, it throws me an error. So this tells us tuples are immutable object. So this marks the end of tuples. Is it clear? So let us quickly recap what we have covered so far. We started with list, then we have understood what is a list, how lists are represented. Lists are represented using square braces. Then we went with the properties of list, the operations on list. Uh, what else we have discussed? We also discussed concatenation, repetition, nested list. All have been discussed. So, if you are generally a fresher and if you are going to attend any sort of interviews with respect to Python, a fresher will be asked questions, especially on the basics, the foundations. And if you are strong in the foundations, obviously you will be hired. So these trainings and these sessions will be beneficial for each and every student, or say any person, whoever is watching these videos, right? So in the same way, we also completed tuples as well. The only difference that we have observed is tuples are immutable objects, whereas lists are mutable objects, right? Now let us start a new, or the next category data types called set. Okay, I'll not take much time, a few minutes of time. We'll understand, we'll get introduced to set category data types. You know, we'll do some sort of hands-on, then we'll wind up the day. Right. So the next category data types that we have is set category data types. Okay. So again, what is a set? A set is a collection of unique, then unordered elements, and you cannot have duplicates, right? So together it forms a set, and set elements will be represented using curly braces only. The elements of a set are unordered. Why? Because there is no indexing in set. Are they indexed? No, right? So if you see here, There is no value. But sets are mutable. They are mutable objects. That means once, even after creating a set, we can edit it, we can change it, right? But set elements are unindexed. There is no indexing for, there is no index value given for the set elements. As they are unindexed, there is no ordered followed, right? And it does not allow duplicate elements, as again unindexed means there is no number, right? So it does not allow duplicates. You should have only unique values. So let us go and create a empty set. An empty set can be created using only set function. This is very, very, very important. In previous cases, like in list and tuple, we just used empty square braces for creating an empty list and empty parentheses for creating an empty tuple. But we cannot use an empty flower braces for creating an empty set, because empty flower braces creates empty dictionary, not a set. What is dictionary? That is the next data type that we have in the list. So we'll not discuss what is a dictionary for now, but keep it in mind, you cannot create empty set using, let me show it to you if possible. Yes, we cannot create an empty set using empty flower braces. Why? Let me execute it. It creates a dictionary, not an empty set. This is important ways, right? So I'll remove it off. But in order to create an empty set, the only way of creating an empty set is using set function. So this creates me an empty set of size 0 and the type is set. Now let me create, you know, a set with elements, and if you see what will be the size of my set, my underscore set, what will be the size? Come on guys, the size is 3. 1, 2, 3. My set is a set of 3 elements, right? So let me do one more thing. Let me create a set by having a duplicate. What does it happen? What happens to the duplicate? If you are aware of the sets concept, please answer over the chat. What happens if I try to use a duplicate when I try to create a set? Will it allow creating duplicates? No. It takes only unique values. The size will be 4, not 5. Even though if I pass duplicate for 2, it takes only 1, 2. Right? So size is 4. Let me print unique set to the console. It is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Now let us also discuss some operations, and we cannot go and use indexing and slicing concepts on sets. Why? Sets are unindexed. There is no indexing value for the elements or the values present in a set. So no indexing, which results no slicing. Done. Now let me start working on some operations that can be performed on set. I am defining a set object of size 2 and the elements are 1 comma 2. Done. Now using add function, I add an element 3 to existing set. So what will be the size of S? What will be the size of S? Come on guys, what is the size of S? It will be 3, because when you try to add an element to the existing set, initially it has to, now an element got added, 2 plus 1 will be 3. So S becomes 1, 2, 3. Okay. Can we also remove an element from the set? Let's see. I have created a set of size 3 elements where the elements values are 1, 2, 3, and I am trying to remove an element 2. Okay. So 2 got removed, and let me print the output to the console. It is 1, comma 3. For example, when you try to give a number which is not present in the set, it returns a key error telling that that particular element is not present in the set. Right. Let me use a discard function. Discard function is also performing remove option only. It performs similar to remove, but okay. First of all, let me discard 1 from yes, 1, comma 3. So the output will be 3, only 3. 1 got discarded. What if 1 is not present in the set? Okay, even though if 1 is not present in the set, it does not return any error. So the difference between remove and discard is when you try to remove an element using remove function that is not present in the set, it returns key error. Whereas when you try to remove an element using discard function which is not present in the set, it does not return any kind of error. It does nothing. That makes the difference between remove and discard function. Right? Then let me go with the set operations. These are very simple, guys. Uh, Everyone of us, we have studied in our school days the Venn diagrams and all. So this is not new for us. So for that, I'm going to create two lists of size 3 elements, set A, set B, and the elements are 1, 2, 3, and in B I have 3, 4, 5. Now let me perform union operation. Okay, union operation. In union operation, what does union means? First of all, union is nothing but the elements of A and the elements of B together will be given in the output. It will return all the elements of both the sets, and vertical bar or vertical pipe is used to perform union operation. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it should be 1, 2, 3, again 3, 4, 5, right? No, my dear friend. Sets does not allow duplicates. Then, intersection. Can we perform intersection? Intersection is nothing but the common elements between the sets. What are the common elements between the sets? 3. And what is the symbol that is being used? Ampersand. Ampersand is used for intersection, guys. So 3 will be returned, the common element between the between the sets. Then next to intersection we had difference. A minus B. That means from set A, we are going to remove the elements of set B. What will be the output? Only 3 is present. So this will be removed and the rest of the elements of A will be returned. So the output will be 1, comma 2. Whereas symmetric difference will return the elements from both the sets which does not include the common elements. So the output will be 1, 2, 4, 5. 3 will not be returned. This becomes symmetric difference. Right? Yes. Then next to these operations, we had very small functions, guys. So I'm going to create a set for performing copy function. Okay. So set S has been created with elements 1, 2, 3, and S dot copy Okay, so you are performing copy function to S and storing it to copy set. So copy set will also have the same elements 1, 2, 3. So we're just copying the elements of S to copy set. And when you use print function, the print function will get, using print function, I'm going to print the results to the console. And we know what does clear function does. Clear function will clear the elements from the object. So it removes all the elements from the object and it returns only empty set. See, why it did not return an flower braces? As we discussed, it does not return flower braces, it returns only set function. So I'll just take 4 more minutes and I'll complete this frozen set. This is a special type of set that we had under set type, set category, data types. Frozen set is again similar to set, but only in one aspect. Sets are mutable, right? Whereas frozen sets are immutable. Okay, so frozen sets are immutable, guys, and frozen set, in order to create a frozen set object, we should use only frozen set function. So I had a list of integers and I'm converting this list of integers to frozen set using frozen set function. See, when I print, you'll see it's a frozen set of size 3. Anyhow, we can't, it does not show the values here, but it is actually showing the size 1, 2, 3. Can we create an empty frozen set? Yes, using frozen set function. So this creates an empty frozen set object. When you try to add, it throws you error. Okay, so what is this? No, this should be f underscore set. Yes. So frozen set, to a frozen set object, I'm going to add for 1 minute. Yep. Now let me execute it. So this will return error because frozen set objects are immutable, whereas sets objects are mutable. That makes the difference between sets and frozen set. Clear? So I'll stop it here. We'll continue our rest of the discussion in the next class. I hope you enjoyed today's class and I see many of you are interacting over the chat and it's a great day that we had together. Right, now it's time for our questions. Yep. Please raise your technical questions. Any technical questions? Okay. Right. Guys, if no technical questions, we'll continue in our next class. Have a great day. But if you feel that these sessions are beneficial, no, if these sessions are extremely good, just share with your friends, relatives, and whomever it might be. These sessions are useful. Thank you so much. Have a great day.